Hello, I am Priyanka Chakraborty. In my previous video, I was discussing about the IV characteristics of diode, Zener diode, the application of Zener diode. So one of the application of diode was rectifier. So today I'll discuss about the rectifier. So first of all, what is rectifier? A rectifier is an electrical device that converts alternating current AC to the direct current DC. So what is rectification? The process by which an alternating current or voltage is transformed into a direct current is called rectification. An electrical device having a low resistance to current in one direction and a relatively high resistance to current in the reverse direction serves as a rectifier. So what are the types of rectifier? Actually, there are two types of rectifier that are half-wave rectifier and another is full-wave rectifier. There are also two types of full-wave rectifier. One is center tap full-wave rectifier and another is bridge rectifier. So today we'll discuss about the half-wave rectifier. In half-wave rectification, the rectifier conducts current only during the positive half cycles of the input signal. The negative half cycle of the AC supply are suppressed, that is during negative half cycle, no current is conducted and hence no voltage appears across the load. Therefore, current always flows in one direction through the load after every half cycle. Here, the AC supply to be rectified is applied in series with the diode and load resistance RL. Generally, AC supply is given through a transformer. The transformer isolates the rectifier circuit from power line and thus reduces the risk of electric shock. So, the AC voltage across the secondary winding AB, if I consider, suppose, if I consider this is A and this is B. So we can say that the AC voltage across the secondary winding AB changes polarities after every half cycle. During the positive half cycle of the input AC voltage, end A become positive with respect to end B. This makes the diode forward biased and hence it conducts current. During the negative half cycle, end A is negative with respect to end B. Under this condition, the diode is reverse bias and it conducts no current. Therefore, current flows through the diode during positive half cycles of input AC voltage only. It is blocked during the negative half cycle. In this way, the current flows through the load RL always in the same direction. Hence, DC output is obtained across RL. So, you can see that this is the input signal. This is the AC input signal and we get the DC output. That is the pulsating DC output actually. So we can see we get the output only for the positive half cycle and for the negative half cycle we do not get any output. This is the actual waveform. The blue line is the input signal and the red one is the output signal for the half wave rectifier. So this is the waveform for the half wave rectifier. This is the input signal, input voltage actually, and we get the respective output voltage. We get the output voltage for the positive half cycle and you can see that there is no output for the negative half cycle, that is 0. This waveform is for the voltage, input voltage and output voltage. If we want to draw the current output, the waveform is same. We only write the I in the x-axis and I out or IL in the y-axis. So from this waveform, we get that the output voltage V0 equal to Vm sin omega t. Vm is the maximum voltage and this is the sinusoidal signal, sine wave actually. So we get V0 equal to Vm sin omega t, that is for the 0 to pi, when omega t is between 0 to pi, and that is equal to 0, V0 equal to 0 when omega t is between pi to 2 pi. We can see that there is no voltage in between pi to 2 pi portion. So we will write V0 equal to 0 for pi less than equal to omega t less than 2 pi. In the same way, we can write the output current IL equal to Im sin omega t when omega t is between 0 to pi and equal to 0 when omega t is between pi to 2 pi. So now we'll have to calculate the average current for the half wave rectification. So the formula is IDC or I average. Average current means that is the DC current. I average equal to or IDC equal to 1 by 2 pi integration of 0 to 2 pi IL d omega t. So in previous slide, we'll see the value of IL, that is Im sin omega t, and that is in between 0 to pi, and for pi to 2 pi that is equal to 0. So we can write 1 by 2 pi integration of 0 to pi IL d omega t and plus 0 to 2 pi, that is equal to 0, pi to 2 pi integration of pi to 2 pi equal to 0 d omega t. So we can write 1 by 2 pi integration of 0 to pi Im sin omega t, which is the value of IL d omega t. Now we have to calculate this integration. So Im is the constant term. So we can write minus Im by 2 pi cos omega t. Limit is 0 to pi. Now we put the limit minus Im by 2 pi cos pi minus cos 0, and this is the calculation. So we get, after calculation, I average or IDC equal to Im by 2 pi. Sorry, this one will be, this one will be Im by pi, not 2. This one will be Im by pi. Okay, it's the mistake. Im pi pi. The half wave DC voltage for the half wave rectifier is equal to Im by pi. Now the calculation for RMS current. RMS means root mean square value. RMS value of current is defined as the effective value of current that dissipates the same amount of power when an alternating current flows through a resistive load. So the formula of IRMS square equal to 1 by 2 pi integration of 0 to 2 pi IL square d omega t. So if we calculate, so this is the calculation. We put the value of IL, that is Im sin omega t the whole square. Now we put the limit 0 to pi Im sin omega t the whole square plus integration of pi to 2 pi 0, because in between pi to 2 pi IL equal to 0. So this portion will be 0. So we can write 1 by 2 pi integration of 0 to pi Im sin omega t the whole square. So Im is the constant term. So we can write Im square by 2 pi integration of 0 to pi sin square d omega t, and this is the calculation. We know that cos 2 theta equal to cos square theta minus sin square theta. From that we get sin square theta equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Sin omega t, sin square omega t equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So if we calculate this, we get IRMS square equal to IM square by 4. This one IM square by 4. So we can say IRMS equal to IM by 2. In the same way, we can calculate the VRMS also. So that is equal to VM by 2. To calculate VRMS, we have to write in this portion VM sin omega t only. And rest are the same. Now, ripple factor. So what is ripple factor? We can see that in the output of the rectifier consists of DC component as well as the AC component. So the AC component in the rectified output is called ripple. Here we expected from the rectifier for the pure DC output waveform, but we get some pulsating AC waveform that is called ripple. So we can say that the ratio of RMS value of AC component to the DC component in the rectifier output is known as ripple factor. So ripple factor is denoted by gamma. Gamma equal to RMS value of alternating components of the waveform by average value of the waveform. So if we calculate, we get that gamma equal to root over of IRMS whole square minus IDC whole square by IDC. So if we calculate this, we know the value of IRMS and IDC for the half-wave rectification. For half-wave rectification, IRMS equal to IM by 2 and IDC equal to IM by pi. So we just put the values in this formula. So we get the value of ripple factor that is equal to 1.21. So the ripple factor for half-wave rectifier is 1.21. Next, the calculation for rectification efficiency. Efficiency is defined as the ratio of the output DC power to the input AC power. So that's why we can say that rectification efficiency actually denoted by eta. So we can say that eta equal to PDC by PAC. That is, PDC is the DC output power and PAC is the AC input power. So rectification efficiency eta equal to PDC by PAC. Now this is the calculation. First of all, here we get the value of PDC, that is IM square RL by pi square, and here we get the value of PAC, that is IRMS square into RL plus RF. Here I'll give a bracket, this one. Okay. So RF is the forward resistance and RL is the load resistance. So if we calculate it, at last we get eta equal to 40.6 by 1 plus RF by RL. Now if RS plus RF is very less than RL, so we can say that the maximum value of rectifier efficiency of half-wave rectifier is equal to 40.6%. Now, the peak inverse voltage. First of all, what is peak inverse voltage? It is the maximum reverse voltage that a diode can withstand without destroying the junction. So, for half-wave rectifier, peak inverse voltage is VM, that is the maximum voltage. Now, what is the form factor? Form factor is defined as the ratio of RMS value of waveform to the average value of the waveform. So, form factor equal to RMS value by average value. We know the IRMS value and IDC value. for half-wave rectifier. So we can put the value of IRMS and IDC. We know that IRMS equal to Im by 2 and IDC equal to Im by 5. So if we calculate this, we get the form factor equal to 1.57. So the value of form factor for half-wave rectification equal to 1.57. So that's all for half-wave rectifier. So there are some important questions from this portion of half-wave rectification. You can note this. So that's all for today. In my next video, I'll discuss about full wave rectifier and full wave rectification. If you like my video, then please like and subscribe my channel. And you can also give me some suggestion and improve my videos. If you want to get any idea about any topics electronics, please drop it in the comment box. So thank you and goodbye. Stay safe.